And now, Gimmick Infringement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Gimmick Infringement Podcast. I am Brad Winchester, and with me, as always, is my tag team partner, Tyler McDowell Blank. And Tyler, I'm going to kick it to you. We have a very special guest today for this very special episode.
Brad, we are in the presence of greatness today. He's a math teacher at Camelback High School and a boys basketball coach at the esteemed Sunny Slope High School. Yes, he's the unofficial mayor of Phoenix. Josh Rosenbaum is here. Welcome to the show, Rosie.
Man, it's an honor. I know Christmas was a couple days ago, but it looks like I'm getting this present well day after, because this is one of my go-to podcasts I listen to every week. Supporting you guys, it's always good to see educators, especially involved in podcasting, because it's our business. We tell stories, we motivate kids, and that's what wrestling is. It's a huge storyline. And it's a way to get people out of their seats. And your show is definitely something I look forward to week in, week out.
Man, appreciate that.
Yeah, we got to clip that production team. That was
100%.
so thoughtful and kind. Thanks, Rosie. It was great to see you. We hope the Vikings are doing well. I know you're on location in California right now at a tournament. You just beat Derek Fisher's team last night. Congrats to the boys.
Yeah, it was a good game. They have a very tough squad. This tournament we're in is one of the best national tournaments, but it's the number one tournament on the West Coast. And we're just blessed to be able to have an opportunity to win tonight at 8:30 against Redondo Union. So we're excited. And then got a spring on Thursday. We play in the Naismith Hall of Fame tournament. So no rest for the weary. Not a break, just a Christmas basketball trip.
Beautiful. Go Vikings.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, guys, this is a very special episode. It's our year-end special. We're recording this just mere hours from 2026. I can't believe we're already here. And we have some awards to dish out. We have 7 categories. We're going to start with the, what would you say, Brad? Infamous category of It was good until it wasn't. So we are talking pro wrestling, pop culture, a little bit of sports will likely be thrown in. It was good until it wasn't. Something that started out really promising, perhaps at the beginning of the year, and precipitously got worse and worse by year's end. Rosie, you're the guest of honor. We're going to kick it to you. Who or what is receiving your "It was good until it wasn't" award?
Well, this one might be controversial, but why not start off with big? For me, it's Joe Hendry. The song, the glitz, the glamour. I was at WrestleMania. I watched him fight Randy Orton when the whole song and the Joe Hendry movement was huge. And now, for me, it's a channel changer. So I think they jumped the shark with Joe Hendry.
Wow. Brad, that's talk about a tough act to follow.
I have a hard time disagreeing with that. Even I was showing Freya clips of Joe Hendry recently, and she was like, "He's still doing that?" So when my 8-year-old is going, that's too much. That's certainly a tell. I put ESPN and WWE. So I was so excited to have all of this content kind of in one spot until it kept hitting me with $30, $30, $30, $30. The PLEs are getting progressively more just average, just missable entirely. There's some good stuff in there, but man, I was really hyped for it. And then it just wasn't, I don't know. I canceled my subscription and I thought I'll just catch clips later until I can get my VPN set up to get the network from Canada. My outside looking in, I didn't go OLI first. Triple H, just the booking fall off through the year has been pretty aggressive, and the heel Cena. We finally got heel Cena, and what an absolute letdown. Maybe one of the biggest gaffes of the year, but heel Cena, great for a minute, and then we know what happened afterward.
Yeah, these are sensational picks, guys. I'm going to stick with Paul Levesque. I got to go Triple H here. To think where he was, I would say going as far back as 2015, 2016, Black and Gold Jones, NXT, completely on fire. even starting this year, still some redeemable qualities about his creative and just who he seems to be as a person. Obviously, we want everyone we talk about on the show to be healthy and be happy. But to finish the year, Saturday night's main event, the way John Cena goes out, tapping out to Gunther, and Triple H just embracing the booze and just laughing at how unhappy the paying customers were in DC for that show. I just can't believe how far we've fallen. Paul Levesque, what are we doing? Maybe a babyface turn in 2026. We'll see what happens. We won't even touch on some outside of the ring friendships and who Triple H and company have chosen to very publicly align with. But it's not working for me, brother. How about that? Let's go to our second category. We are at the complete turn here. The biggest real life babyface. Rosie, I thought I went to a lot of wrestling shows this year. You are at every show. This is why you're the unofficial mayor. You rub elbows, you shake hands with all the greats. Who are you going to put over? Who's your biggest real life babyface of 2025?
Well, you might call me a homer because I am a huge fan of Matt Hardy. But if you really get an opportunity to meet Matt Hardy or Jeff Hardy at a meet and greet, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. These two men are not only wonderful people, but they're role models for people, whether they've had adversity in their life like Jeff, whether they've had to reinvent themselves like Matt. These guys take a vested interest in every single person they meet. They treat professional wrestling like an art form. And those two are the guys that I can definitely sit down and have a cheeseburger and fries with and not even know that they're professional wrestlers because they're just such good guys. So my unofficial real life baby face of the year would be Matt and Jeff Hardy.
What a year for the GOATs. Brad, what say you? That sounds like a nice meal at the Hardy compound. I gotta, man, that's tough. I put down Chris Bay. I think Chris Bay as a real life babyface, and it's not because of anything he's done and overcome, and he has overcome an absolute ton, which is why he was named was it Person of the Year or Inspirational Person of the Year, I believe, from TNA. It's that everybody seems to be behind him, and there has to be something to that. If everybody in the wrestling community is like, we have to support this amazing human being in Chris Bay, everybody seems to love this dude, and he is an inspirational person. So I'm going to go real life babyface, Chris Bay, OLI. I put Fia on there. I know she's coming back in later on in the document though, for my OLI real life babyface. Tyler. I'm going to roll with the role model, not to borrow Rosie's gimmick here, but a different role model. I'm going with Bayley. So Bayley not only giving back to the industry, but also my dad had the pleasure of meeting her. She popped up we documented this on the podcast, Brad. She popped up at the local Fry's grocery store. My dad met her, snapped the pic, and he said verbatim that she is just incredibly kind and was great with the fans. So how she is in real life, what she's doing to give back to the industry, particularly women of the industry. Bayley is a role model on screen and it appears off screen as well. Going with Bayley for this one. Category number 3, the funniest moments. Rosie, who made you laugh this year?
Well, as I was looking at who you guys picked, that's who I was going to pick with Toni Storm. She makes me laugh all the time. But I'm going to go with Chelsea Green getting creamed on. That little backstage montage when she came off with the cake, her and Ethan, I thought was hilarious, and how they didn't break character and how she just rolled with it. Chelsea Green has gone leaps and bounds this year. She would be the opposite of Joe Hendry, someone that started a little bit in the middle of the pack and ended 2025 right where she should be on top. Man, yeah, you're absolutely right there. That was hilarious. I also love that it sort of got
that's the watered down version of it because they had to pull her back in because she wanted to lean into how ridiculous the whole thing was, and I think the censors had to get involved a little bit there. So shout out to WWE Legal. I still laugh about this. I probably because I work in the theater space and I talk about box booms all the time, but Tony Storm opened this particular Dynamite with a great promo with a really sad crowd, which later on led to Jamie Hayter fighting up in the balcony seats, in the box seats with Mercedes Moné, and Taz having no idea what to call it, hitting them with, they're up in that little gimmick balcony there. But that little gimmick balcony is what I will refer to that for the rest of time. They're up in the gimmick balcony seats is what I will call box seats for the rest of my life.
I miss Taz so much. I'm going to stick with AEW, guys. Harley Cameron. Rosie put over Chelsea Green. We cannot talk about the year that was 2025 without giving our flowers to Harley Cameron. Currently AEW, one half the current AEW Women's Tag Team Champions alongside the great Willow Nightingale. Harley Cameron introducing the mini Monet puppet. So this is all the way back in February in preparation for her match with Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship in her home country of Australia. Although Harley did not beat Mercedes, the introduction of the puppet, the work that Harley did, frankly, all year has been fantastic. She's captivating. And my gosh, she just entered the industry, 2-3 years ago? And she's already taken it over by storm. It's QTV. She's taken over by storm. No pun intended. We love Harley Cameron here. Gentlemen, category number 4, the best wrestling promo. Rosie, who impressed you on the mic this year?
Well, I liked that first John Cena promo when he went off on that kid. I thought, obviously the heel turn had a lot to be desired, but that opening promo when he came in, I think it was in Austria, and there was so much heat that he made that little kid cry.
Yeah, that was great.
That was definitely memorable. This wasn't a great year for promos. Nothing really overly stood out like maybe some other years, but for me to hear John Cena just annihilate a kid was pure bliss because we've never seen that before. I mean, the rest of the storyline, terrible. Travis Scott, I want my money back from WrestleMania. Those 2 minutes of you walking down the ring, I could have gone to the bathroom. But that whole promo and the whole Austria crowd and just the angst and anger and heat that was in that arena made that for me the promo of the year.
That's a good pick. I think my pick was for right before Money in the Bank, or the Money in the Bank cash in, and it was Naomi talking to Tiffany Stratton, and it was the proceed with caution promo, but turning on the what chants in the crowd, but laying down exactly here's what I want, here's what I'm going to do. I thought she did such an excellent job. Tyler and I have been talking for years about how much we've wanted a kind of a heel Naomi, or just to have Naomi be more authentic and sort of drop the glow thing. And I feel like it's awesome that they had a baby. It stinks for her momentum as a character, but nobody cares. When she comes back, she's going to be red hot. I just think it was one of those ground lane promos for her going into her championship reign. I just wish her reign was longer, but it really set the tone for what it was going to be and what it could have been.
I believe the three of us were each at Double or Nothing in Glendale back in May. My goodness, that show has already aged so well. Promo of the year for me, I'm going to go Will Ospreay and Hangman Page. The Dynamite leading up to Double or Nothing, this idea of redemption versus ascension. Not only one of my favorite feuds of the year, not only also one of my favorite matches of the year. My goodness, that's one of the greatest matches I have seen live. But the promo leading up to it, both guys with the compelling case of why they should be the one to dethrone Jon Moxley and maybe end the Death Riders. The Death Riders are still a thing as of this recording somehow, but very captivating. I went into that show and in that match having no idea who was going to win. And quite frankly, I was surprised that Hangman got the W. So two big names in AEW, 2 huge years for both of those guys, and their promo work really, really impressed me this year. All right, we're going to stick with promos. However, we are going to go outside of the ring, completely away from the wrestling business. Rosie, who are you awarding your best non-wrestling promo of 2025?
Well, I'm gonna have to give it to myself. The locker room speech I gave to motivate the guys. No, I wasn't. That this one I had some tough times with. Um, not that there's been so many people that just went off on other people. I really enjoy those Karen videos. I wish I had a specific one where they went off on somebody. But this one, I even was thinking about cheating and going to ChatGPT to come up with an answer. But come back to me in about 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll have somebody.
We got you.
Yeah, I had a similar issue with mine because there was a whole bunch that I thought were really good. There were a couple of post-football game press conferences that I thought were good. I just feel like Mike Tomlin should have a spot on best non-wrestling promo, not because they're ever any good, because they're all the exact same thing. And I think consistency-wise, he deserves to just have a spot there. I like Tyler is going to talk about here in a second. I picked Fee. Naphessa had this post. Was it right after the season ended? It was like 18 seconds after the season ended, I believe, that
Right.
she hit the mic stand. I can't remember exactly what the timeline was on that press conference, but she lit into leadership of a professional sports organization, and you just simply never see that. And I think she was eloquent and direct, and that must have been terrifying. Tyler, I'm going to toss it to you, though.
Yeah. The feud between Naphessa Collier / the WNBA's players / the WNBA fan community versus currently Commissioner Kathy Engelbert was quite the storyline, particularly on the back half of this year. I'm giving it to Naphessa Collier as well, Brad. I'm surprised we went this long without choosing the same award recipient, but here we are. It's got to be Fee. The way that she stood on business, Unrivaled is going to kick off here in a few weeks at the start of the new year. Fee has a 100% approval rating right now on this podcast. Naphessa Collier is my choice as well. Okay, Rosie, we got you penciled in right now for you being the recipient of your award. Are we going to continue?
Yeah, I'm just going to give it to
not
myself.
Go Vikings.
But no, I mean when you stand on business, not only do your fans stick up for you, but the women in that organization are going to really latch around, because what we saw in that finals was an atrocity in refereeing, and you can't find me WNBA.
Yeah, it was bad.
We still
really
talk
bad.
about that a year later. We shall see. Hopefully we get WNBA basketball in 2026, hopefully on time. But we also want players to have proper officiating and proper resources. Okay, guys, somehow we are at our final 2 categories. Speaking of live events, Rosie, we're going to kick it to you. You've attended a lot of wrestling this year. What has been your favorite live event?
My favorite live event for me this year was being at All In Texas.
How was that?
It was amazing. I mean, it was cool being in a box and all that, but it was a little long. But the quality of the matches and the culmination of some of the storylines was amazing. And to be in a stadium show with the AEW sickos, who I consider, I mean, I love AEW. I was at the first Double or Nothing in Vegas back in the day. So I've been there since the very first, since the foundation. And to see them, especially after a subpar to terrible 2024, to turn it around in 2025 and be able to practically fill up a huge stadium in Texas. It was kind of like a Woodstock event for all the AEW fans. There was people from all over the world there, kind of kumbaya, and it ended spectacularly. I mean, every match on that card was good. Long, yes, but fulfilling, most definitely.
Yeah, that's great. Tyler, I know we're going to be in agreement here more than likely. So I'm going to pivot a little bit. Double or Nothing, when bodies hit the floor is the moment for me during Anarchy in the Arena. I don't want to add anything to that. So I'm going to say AFW's event, getting to see Fallen Gray come out for her entrance, getting to see a kid that went to the school that I taught in, that was in a production of Newsies when we both did it at the same time as tech director, and getting to see that student that stood out just in the ensemble now being a professional wrestler and getting increasingly bigger bookings is really, really cool. So that was a really cool moment for me, just to go like, I know this person personally, and getting up there and doing the thing. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah, it's different for sure. Shout out Fallen Gray. I'm going Let the Bodies Hit the Floor at AEW Double or Nothing during Anarchy in the Arena, as you mentioned, Brad. That moment is just like anything I've experienced before. However, and not just because of who we have on the show as a special guest today, I want to say I had a great time at TNA Against All Odds over the summer in Tempe. That was my first TNA show, being a day one fan of the product and seeing where they are all these years later. And for them to come to the Valley seemingly unexpectedly, to have it at the Mullet Arena at Arizona State University, it was just a great time. Seeing the Hardys live, Mustafa Ali, the Iconics appeared for the first time in this new stint with the company. Yeah. Leon Slater. I mean, it was just, it was a great time. And I did not think that was going to happen in 2025.
And I would like to make this sub award. I'm going to give you guys the Independent Podcast of the Year award. And for each of you, on January 14th, I have 2 tickets for both of you to go to the Dynamite and Collision taping at the Arizona Financial Theater. So congratulations. It'll be myself, one other person, and the 2 of you guys, probably in some really good seats at Dynamite that night. So congratulations.
Let's go. We love a genuine live surprise.
Oh my gosh.
Rosie, you the man. Thank you.
No problem.
Much. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank Tony Khan.
Thank Tony Khan. Yeah, it's coming up very, very soon. Brad, I don't know about you, but we have landed on our final category, the very appropriately titled Greatest Gimmick Award. Rosie, we have seen a lot of action this year. We've watched a lot of matches. We followed a lot of headlines across pop culture and sports. Who is receiving your final award, the greatest gimmick of 2025?
Again, this is someone that many people wouldn't think about, but I think is someone that's truly set up for a magical 2026, and that would be All Ego Ethan Page. He completely turned around the North American Championship in NXT. He completely rebranded it, and he might have made the North American Championship the most important belt in NXT. Mm-hmm. He's turned that into matches in AAA in Mexico. He's turned that into matches in WWE. He's been on, I believe he was on Saturday Night Main Event. He had that whole program with Chelsea. A man that is truly started from the bottom. He wasn't used properly in AEW, and he's finally getting a chance to truly show what the All Ego moniker is all about. Because when he gets in the ring, not only does he have a great moveset, but he can handle that mic. He has the crowd in the palm of his hands, and he makes moments, whether you love him or hate him. So for me, the gimmick of the year would be All Ego Ethan Page.
Yeah, it's hard to refute. That's such a good one too, and I completely agree with you. To watch him go from Karate Man in ROH to the excitement when he got signed at AEW, to go, finally this guy is going to get pushed to the moon, and then not happening, and then to see where he is now. I'm excited to see what he does in the coming year. I wrote down as an outside looking in for my pick, Mr. Iguana. Now hear me out. This is, to the non-AAA world, a total unknown person, a total unknown gimmick. Nobody has any idea what's going on with this dude. It took one live event to make WWE go, okay, he has to be here tomorrow on our next event, because this is too good. Because we had, was it Triple Mania or Worlds Collide? I can't remember what it was. And then the next day we had another live WWE event, and Mr. Iguana made an appearance at that event. Huge crowd pop. To have a gimmick that is so specific and peculiar that it's immediately picked up by the fans and immediately merchandised says a lot about what that gimmick is, even if it's just this silly, I'm Mr. Iguana, and that's about as far as it goes. But I got to give it to Timeless Toni Storm. I don't even feel like I need to add anything there. She was incredible this year, and she was incredible without a title, and has been really great without a title. And I think that's the hallmark. Do I think the booking and the programs are all perfect? No. Do I like what she's doing currently? It's okay. Did I think that I laughed probably the hardest during the last pay-per-view when she did a waltz with Orange Cassidy in the middle of the ring? Yes, I did. I cackled. I thought it was hilarious because it's just so silly. But I think Timeless Toni Storm is probably my gimmick of the year. I think she was last year too, if we're being real. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be in 2026 as well.
I may surprise you guys here. Outside looking in, I'll start with Timeless Toni Storm. No notes. I agree with you, Brad. Darius Lockhart, the owner, the founder, the revolutionary Darius Lockhart, I should say, the owner, the founder of Ashe Wrestling, having recently celebrated 2 years of their company. Just fantastic, and I will always mention him on our year-end awards. Smoke and Stack, the characters played by Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, the best movie I saw all year. Fantastic work there. However, I may surprise you guys here. I did not have this in my original notes on our Google Doc, Behind the Scenes Jones. I'm going to go with the ruler, Obafemi. I just had a moment of recognizing we are not going to have our year-end special and not bring up Oba. I love during that promo with Cody on SmackDown from a couple weeks ago when he said, "I'm not the future, I'm the now." Oba simply shows up and just commands the room. And it's so evident to me that when he gets called up to the main roster full time, hopefully in 2026, I think he is just going to come for everything and is going to be instantly a main eventer and a pillar of this company moving forward. Obafemi, we love him here. Guys, congratulations. 2025 is nearly in the books. We gave out many awards to so many deserving talents. Rosie, before we get out of here, inform our audience, how can we connect with you and support all that you're doing?
Well, on Twitter, I'm at Real Coach Rosie, like down there on the bottom. And just hit me up. You can either slide in my DMs or send me a post. Ad-free shows is what I'm all about. We have a great little family over at Ad-free shows with Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff and Jim Ross and all the crew over there. We're getting ready to go to a training camp in Atlanta at the end of January, so that'll be really fun. But I'm not hard to find. If it's not in a gym, it's probably in a classroom or behind the computer. So look me up. I'll be happy to give you a chat.
Excellent.
It's awesome. Amazing.
Well, absolutely. Thank you for joining us, Rosie. Thank you all for being here. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time. Gimmick Infringement is a part of 19 Media Group. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube via the 19 Media Group channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.